Hello my beautiful friends, it's me again, reporting to you from a very different place than the world's #1 resort. I'm on holidays, finally, well-deserved holiday, kind of in between a few different places, few different cities and countries. If you can look behind me here, you can see all the bicycles and the architecture and the beautiful people. I am clearly in Amsterdam. I arrived here a couple days ago, I guess Tuesday, and have been, I would say, partying quite considerably ever since, over the last few days. I've had a lot of herring, some clubbing a little bit, restaurant hopping, just wandering around, Fitbit, you know, something like 20 kilometers a day of just hiking the city and just blabbing with everyone, having beers, and a lot of herring, which is really amazing here. Eating lots and lots of very deep fried foods, from €8 packages of French fries, to croquettes from Fibo, to sort of everything in between. Really nothing all that healthy. Literally scooping mayonnaise with my hand the other day. It was so freaking delicious. I left Sofia on Tuesday morning after just this whirlwind party, sort of a fun, again, restaurant hopping day. Sofia was so metropolitanly crazy, busy and wild and fun. Packed restaurants, Vitosha, all the side streets. My buddy and I walked around all over town for hours. I just couldn't believe, I don't remember seeing this many people in any European country. People eating outside, drinking outside, parks converted to restaurants and sort of drinking areas and wine bars. People just standing along sides of roads and buildings, office buildings, just, you know, beautifully dressed, having glasses of wine and beer and food. I can't believe what's happening, especially there in Sofia. I landed in Liverpool just for a layover, for some drinks. Had some fun at the airport. Lots of football people yelling for no reason at all. So that was a kind of an interesting contrast. And of course, arriving here in Amsterdam was just like, you know, flying into the future, between all the trains and the infrastructure here and all the fun. And of course, how crazy fucking expensive it is here. So I tried to book a hotel, but the city apparently now is busier than it has ever been. I actually chose a bit of a side street to take this video because it's just like madness of people at all times, no matter where you go. I talked to the proprietor of the place I'm staying at. He's been living here for his whole life. He said it's about twice as busy that it's ever been in his life. Everything is booked, from the super nice fancy hotels to hostels and stuff like that. So let me tell you a couple of reasons why I'm here. Bazillion years ago, literally my very first trip to Europe, I was actually born in Europe, as you know, when I came from Canada, on my first sort of fun trip in Europe. It was actually here. I landed here, Schiphol, took the train and met up with some friends from Canada. So I kind of wanted to relive just this one sort of portion of that first trip, where I remember first time arriving and just my heart racing and my brain exploding when I first arrived, essentially kind of to Europe as a kind of an older adult, I guess. And just the feeling that I had of being just completely overwhelmed from going to sort of, you know, beige Canada to this crazy madness and afternoon parties, 24/7 kind of, you know, fun lifestyle. So after taking the train from the airport to Central Station here, we took a tram, like a tramway, along to this kind of a square near Vondelpark, near the Bulldog shop and all that stuff. And just remember getting off the tram, and my friends had beer ready for me, and and that just that feeling of just being able to travel and just being here at that time and place was one of my fondest memories of my entire life. So I'm going to go there in a few minutes and just kind of relive that exact same thing again and take the train. So I'll do that as soon as things just die down a little bit, because going there and taking a video right now, and you know, it's like Wednesday afternoon, it's just insane. I mean, it's just like a party every single place, every corner, at all times. So just you can't get any peace and quiet. So let me tell you a few more things. I'm staying in a hostel for multiple reasons. Economics probably being at the top of the list, because it's, you know, if you want a decent hotel, private bathroom, private place to sleep in the city center, you're looking at a couple hundred, maybe 200 something euros per night. So I'm only here for three nights, and I just can't see my brain spending that kind of money for a place where I just essentially will spend maybe 2 or 3 hours in anyway, and just, you know, have a bath, shower, brush my stupid herring filled teeth. So I ended up getting a hostel, and I'm thinking maybe that's one of the reasons why I actually wanted to come here, to stay in an actual hostel where there's other people. And boy, let me tell you, was it ever an awesome experience. Even, you know, hostels are kind of a young person's game, but oh my goodness, was it ever fun. I got to meet these crazy raver chicks from China, to just had breakfast beers with a girl from Ladner, BC, British Columbia, from Canada, dude from Mexico, you know, people from, my cleaners are from Veliko Tarnovo. I'm not even joking. This lovely couple, this you know, dude and a wife, who are the people who work as the cleaners, you know, they just sort towels and stuff like that. They're from VT, you know, so I got to just bullshit with them a little bit in Bulgarian. I mean, that's just absolutely awesome. Met some friends from the US, of course. It's, you know, a lot of people from Canada and America mostly. Some older dudes from UK, just party guys. Of course, they're all party guys. So just so much fun, and of course the hostel, you know, just people coming in and out. And you know, everybody says hi, everybody wants to socialize, so it's just been such a treat for me. It's just so much fun. So I'll tell you more about my place. So it's not very expensive. It was only I pay about 40 euros a night, but it's not a hostel in a traditional way. You get these kind of like sleeping pods, okay? So think kind of Japanese hotels at the airport. Different, but really cool. Okay, so it's like a wall of beds. It's two up. In my room, I got actually the small room. You can pay a bit extra, where there's 4 beds, or three or 4 beds this way, 2 beds this way, and people, and it's mixed. So you know, girls and boys, you know, you can hang out together. So what happens is, you know, any time of the day you can come up. You got a key card. The most beautiful and spotless bathrooms I've ever seen in my entire life, like fancy showers that you'd see in a 5-star hotel. I'll post some photos on my blog. I was as good as it can be when it comes to, you know, hygiene, cleanliness, you know, bathrooms, that kind of stuff. Just perfect. Because it's important to me at least to have a nice, you know, sit in the shower and have a nice hot shower, that there's no like larva around me. Anyways, just perfect. And then, okay, back to the tube. So yeah, when you're ready to go and you've had a lot of herring, especially, like you're just, wow, lots of herring today, you just climb up in this ladder. It's actually fine. And then you end up on this, like, in this kind of a thing, on the most plushiest bed that I've ever, like, it's so weird what they have set up there. Like these incredibly cushiony beds, almost designed for herring eaters. Just absolutely perfect. So yeah, you kind of slip, and it's actually enough space to kind of get yourself organized. You can almost kind of like sit up, yeah. There's a light, USB chargers, all that kind of stuff at the end. So you lie down, pillows, blankets, everything you'll ever need. The temperature is perfect. They keep the window open if you want some like air conditioning, whatever, but it was just so perfect at all times. Wi-Fi, everything, anywhere you go, no problem. So you lie down on this like most amazing bed, and there's like a little falbanka, like a little cover, and it's pitch black. So, you know, if you have cats yelling, people yelling, anything like that, you really are disconnected from the rest of the world. You can keep the door open outside if you want. You can hear I mean, there's parties all the time. Fuck, it's so nuts here. But you can kind of really isolate yourself far better even than a fancy hotel room. So it was really great for me. I was really surprised that this would be kind of a thing. And of course, you want to leave at any point, come back, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. I guess try to be quiet because there are other people sleeping. Nobody's snoring, nobody is being messy or dirty or anything like that. Anyways, that's my hostel experience here, and it was phenomenal. It continues to be phenomenal because I'm actually looking forward to meeting all my friends there again this evening and having beers and some more herring and stuff and bullshitting and stuff. Just brilliant. So even if you're an old dude such as myself, and if you want to try a hostel experience anywhere in the world, this is probably the best place to do it. But definitely give it a shot. So what else? So I'm having a beer. What you're supposed to do is go to every restaurant and say, I'd like anything other than Heineken, because Heineken, I mean, you just don't drink Heineken, please, when you get here. It's tacky, but it's advertised everywhere. So, you know, people drink Heineken because it's promoted so heavily everywhere, but it's just an awful beer, so get something else. I mean, come on. So I'm having one of these. Okay, so it looks almost like a Weizen. It's a little bit darker. However, it tastes exactly like a lager, so it doesn't have any weird kind of flavors. It is awesome. It is awesome. So yeah, it's just awesome. So it's just nice and light, but it doesn't look light. So I love beers like that. I love beers that kind of look different, but when you drink it, it's like, oh, it's nice and refreshing. It's like a summer beer. It is really expensive here, so you really have to be careful and budget for where you go. They do have the spar stores, but you're still looking at small beer on the lowest end of the world. You know, probably about €1.60, €1.70 for just, you know, the cheap beers. And I actually like the cheap beers because you just kind of pop them, drink them real quickly, nice and cold. Spar has lots of little food, little snacks, meats and veggies and fruit and stuff. It's probably your best bet if you are in a bit of a budget. Of course, there's Fibo, but I just remember I have pictures of Fibo when it was €1. That was kind of like a thing. Fibo, if you don't know, let me explain to you. They are everywhere, kind of like little fast food, deep fried everything kind of shops. You know, from French fries to, you know, just basic drinks, hamburgers, that kind of stuff. But they have the best croquettes and pretty good fries too. But what sets them apart, okay, the reason for Fibo's popularity and get kind of existence here in this, particularly in this city, and again, they're everywhere, and the food is fantastic. I don't want to downplay that at all, but they're actual vending machines. And it's amazing. Okay, so let me tell you what happened before and what's happening now. So before, the reason why they're vending machines, because when you do have a lot of herring, when you eat a lot of herring, you know, your breath smells like smells like herring, and you're probably just a little dizzy from the herring. Like if you eat too much of it, because, you know, it's a big thing, you know. So if you have too much herring, you can get amazing food, and the croquettes are by far the best. You know, these big deep fried things with smooth, like potatoey, cheesy thing, the salty thing. Oh, I'm gonna get a bunch again today, I can sense it. They are fantastic. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the reason why they have it's a vending machine. But before, I remember when I first came here, you grabbed a euro, you put it in, it was an actual vending machine. But now, cash, I mean, everything is contactless. They don't take cash. Actually, you can't pay cash. In a lot of places they don't do. I don't think they'll take your cash, I guess, I'm not sure, but everything is credit cards preferred everywhere. Every place, whatever you're doing a transaction, you pay with your phone. Everywhere. Even nothing, like something for $1, for €1. So you walk up to the machine, and again, you're like full of herring. You grab your phone, and then you can just go beep, 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 beep on this machine, and then press a little button, and boom, you have a super hot, like, deep fried hamburger. Boom. you have this croquette that you need to sit down or you're gonna fall over. That's how delicious it is. Or other little things. Or you can go to the shop, and it's always super busy, to the restaurant apartment, and get huge fries and chicken. They have really good chicken too. Oh man, the memories of that chicken. I had some herring the other day, and I went to Vondelpark and got some of this deep fried chicken. Whoa, sorry about the editing or lack of thereof. Madness, but the camera actually overheated when I was talking about my fried chicken at the park. I wonder why, but actually it was quite hot. Today's a bit of a rainier day. As you can see, I have my cool Bulgarian safety suit on. I love it. Econs 10 leva. Where was I guess I wanted to tell you guys how crazy busy and expensive it is. You know, a lot of places, a lot of restaurants, coffee shops, just businesses are closed just because they're unable to find staffing, even though loads of people are here. You know, just nobody wants to work. And especially what happened here during COVID is the government stepped in and said, hey guys, a lot of these restaurants and hotels are not going to open probably for a long time, so why don't we, the collective society, as they should be, got together and invested money, a lot of taxpayers' money, into re-educating a lot of the people that worked in the service industry. So again, restaurants and hotels. So these guys got crazy awesome education for free. And then, of course, the wages when you're doing tech stuff and computer-y things, and if you're a software developer or, you know, doing any kind of engineering stuff, now all of a sudden you're making 3 times more money. So a lot of those guys obviously do not wish to return to their previous employment, even though the wages here, I mean, even as a bartender, crazy wages, you know, you're still making tons of money. But I guess in the end, it doesn't matter how much money you're earning when you know, your accommodations, your food, your just day-to-day life is so incredibly expensive. A lot of people from Eastern Europe come here to work, you know, make a few bucks, just maybe even don't live or party too much, or you know, don't live lavishly, but then are able to send some money back to their families in Bulgarian towns, which is obviously awesome. That's the way the world should be. So I'm just scrolling around through one of the markets here, so you can see how awesome and fun it is. I mean, this is what I live for, you know, just places like these where I get to roam around and stare at everything. You can see it's a little cloudy today, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, so when you're walking around, I don't want to take pictures of things like that, but when you're walking around some of the shops, almost most of the shops, that you're gonna notice a sign that says that they are desperate for people for anything, whether you know, just anything from cleaners to managers to everything in between. My hostel has an Irish pub that is one of the most beautiful spaces I've ever seen in my life. Like, just epic, beautiful old, you know, wooden, like a pub, old home converted. But I'll take a video. I'll try to take a video of it later on. It is completely empty, just stuff all over the place. They say they've not been able to open in ages. They're so eager to, because, you know, they have all this booze and all this stuff and this love to give everyone, but they are just unable to find any staff to keep it running. No bartenders and no, you know, back-end stuff to make food and stuff like that. So really sucks for the owners, because they still have to pay the lease on the property or mortgage, whatever. It's really unfortunate that they're not able to just carry on with their business like they have been over the years. But this year has been especially weird, where it is just finding employment is so difficult. And this isn't just here, of course. As you guys know, Bulgaria is experiencing the same problems with you know, I think it really is a combination of people just not wanting to work these jobs or not wanting to work at all. I don't know. I'm smelling lots of herring as I walk past here. So beautiful it is. Okay, so let me tell you what else I'm doing. So I'm gonna sleep in my pod today, my last pod day, and tomorrow I'm going to be in Budapest. So I'm doing a layover for a few hours in Budapest. It may just be enough time for me to jump out of the plane, the airport, or the plane, wouldn't that be cool? Jump out of the airport, it's like cheese shops. Jump out of the airport for a few hours and cruise around. I've been to Budapest many times before, so I think my stupid brain can probably figure out how to get around for an hour, just to go grab myself a beer and roam around. Because Budapest, if you've never been, you know, it's just like everything is so pretty everywhere. So Budapest is certainly one of the most beautiful cities, European cities, well, any city, of course. So I'm gonna turn this off for a second because I'm just cruising around. A whole bunch of people, and I think the next step is I really want to go back and find the train ride from Central Station down to the square, and I think I even know which table it is where I can relive some distant memories of arriving here for the very first time in my life, which again was quite the experience. Okay, you saw the sign, you know where I am. I am at the world famous Vondelpark, downtown-ish, yeah, downtown Amsterdam. If you've never been here before, I'm angry with you, of course, because this is absolute hedonist heaven. It's not very busy right now because the weather has been kind of up and down over the last few hours, like just rainy, and then I'm definitely not editing that out. It's very sneezy here. Yeah, so this is a really wonderful place just to come and hang out, of course, make friends, have some herring, and socialize. I've been here many times. Some of my fondest memories are just sort of hanging out here, and the properties that are kind of along the way are just absolutely stunning. Sorry, wind again. Some of them were converted to hotels and restaurants. Just good wind. Restaurants, and let me just scoot across. I just can't believe I'm here. It's actually my third visit here since I arrived, because I love being here so much. So yeah, some of the properties around here are just absolutely stunning. Of course, most of Amsterdam is just so beautiful, with the beautiful narrow homes and parks and canals, of course. Hello everybody. Okay, so here we go. I'm still trying to find the restaurant in the square where I had my very first beer when I arrived. I definitely have allergies, there's no question about it. I'm going to pause here for just 1 second. Oh, this is what I'm looking at right now. Just look at the homes behind me. You know, imagine sitting there, you're hanging out, having something other than fucking Heineken, and smoking a cigarette. Oh shit, I forgot. Oh, it's like one of these stupid things that I think about, how Bulgarian people are so so fucked with cigarettes, you know. The whole country is just crippled with this shit. And of course you see people smoking cigarettes here as well, just as a, I don't know, just as a leisure thing. But yeah, it's still a thing here. But when you smell the tobacco here, as I think I pointed this out before, how tobacco is supposed to smell like, you know, quality tobacco, has actually a really nice sort of a inviting smell to it. It's sweet and kind of, I don't know, it's nice. It's actually nice. But of course, when you walk around Bulgaria, it doesn't matter where you go, and fancy or not fancy, Bulgaria gets all the sweepings, like the toilet sweepings. Essentially, it's just garbage, right? They smell garbage. People don't realize that. That's not real tobacco. So it's really interesting to be walking around, and it's not, you know, obviously there's a lot of people eating herring and stuff like that, but people smoking tobacco cigarettes, and you're just like, oh, that's just, it's so foreign to me, because you don't smell the actual good quality tobacco anywhere in Bulgaria, unless somebody, you know, like a tourist, whatever, comes in with their own cigarettes, which of course it happens. I'm gonna pause it now. So you have to remember about Amsterdam if you do come visit. It's not supposed to be an Amsterdam travel show, but I will tell you anyway. It's a bike city, okay? So bikes take precedence over absolutely anything that cruises around here. So everybody shares, you know, some of the lanes. There's a lot of bike lanes. You're supposed to stay off them, Matthew. So you just have to be quite careful, especially after a few herring, some beers and stuff like that. So just be careful. Nobody's gonna crash into you, really. That's not a huge deal, but they'll kind of give you like that disappointed fucking tourist in my town, go fuck off kind of a look. No, not like that. It's not that bad. So if you've ever flipped through like a modeling magazine or something like that, this is just sit by the side of the road, just watch all the super dudes and the girls on the bikes cruising by. It's just so different here than most places, you know. However, this is enough banter. I'm gonna give you guys what's called a B-roll, and I'm still in Vondelpark, just watching everybody and enjoying the sun. And I'm gonna put this thing, I have a tripod now, you know. I'm gonna put my camera on this GoPro tripod and give you guys a B-roll of Vondelpark. There's a guy playing some sort of a thing. By B, of course I mean beer. Grolsch is fine to drink here, so have a Grolsch and enjoy yourself. It's so beautiful here, and there's a duck over there. Some Russian lady was trying to chase it, and the duck ran away, so that's fine. It gets so busy here at night, and it smells like herring, this whole place. Wow, does it ever smell like herring? People just sitting on the benches, hanging out, and there's music, and there's yeah, just people playing like guitars and stuff like that, buskers and stuff. But it's mostly, you know, people just doing their Spotify playlists, and there's little tiny speakers, and they kind of sit around, and these sort of their benches are like their little miniature nightclubs. So they bring their beers, their herring, and there's a little speaker, and enjoy life the way it's meant to be enjoyed. I think this is the very first time me walking down the street. So I'm right behind Vondelpark. I walked around. It was awesome. I met some ducks, and yeah, just like I said, it's not very busy, but look at some of these places here. So as I mentioned before, a lot of these homes of the past have been converted to hotels, but probably the vast majority of them are still single family homes, you know, apartments, and you know, these vertical living, beautiful homes. And the cars are super fancy, of course. Like half, if not more, of this whole place is electric, obviously. Modern country, right? And look at all the, you know, those little crane things. You probably know that they are used to bring furniture and whatever else you want on a little crane up to your house, so you don't have to hike up the stairs. Oh man, it's funny right now. Holy shit. Okay, so I'm going to still try to find my the bar where I had my first beer here. The Tesla looks awesome in black and red. Yeah, it really does. It looks awesome in black and red. Yeah, I'm gonna try to find that pub and hopefully have a beer. But I'm still, like, my dream is still to take the tram over to the square. I think it's the Dam Square, where the pub is. Now here is what I wanted to show you guys. This is, you know, just all the bike traffic. It's so cool. You know, they have all this thing, the transportation of themselves, self-travel, completely dialed. I mean, it's such a perfect city to be walking around and biking around, and just completely makes sense to get around this way because it's good for you, and it's free and it's awesome. Look where I am. I can't believe I'm here. Check out the scrambler. Pretty cool. Okay, so this street continues, and after the super fancy apartments, it's all super fancy shops. So it's not that exciting, but everything is like 10,000 euros for like a little sack or a pair of pants or wallet. 1,000 euros for a wallet. That's fine. Of course it's fine. So yeah, lots of renovations here too, but really beautiful shops, beautiful people just kind of waiting outside to take your money, and the world keeps turning. That's the Prada shop. So like super fancy street. So it is just behind Vondelpark, where people just sit around and listen to music and have herring. It's a bit of a contrast, definitely, between the two places. Yeah, lots of renovations. Lots of people just sort of hanging out and scraping things, and buy yourself a Mont Blanc pen if you want to. Oh shit, look at that eyeglass shop. I just bought new eyeglasses. Here's a sunny beach tip. It's more of a Bulgaria tip, actually. Did I tell you already? Oh, so much herring. If you're looking for shopping for sunglasses, only buy them in Sofia at Vision Express, period. That's the end of that story. I just bought another pair when I was there on Monday. Just walk in and out, try on some fashions. I give them my phone number. Oh, hello! And then they have all my information. They ship it about a week or so later to Sunny Beach, where I just pick it up from the econ office. And the world is amazing. You want the best of the coolest adventure bikes? Here you go. So that's the GS1250. Oh, the really fancy one. And it's really the brand new one with all the bells and whistles. Yeah, if you have the money, that's the one to get. You know, I did the configurator just for fun at my old dealership to see how expensive the 1250 is. And if you kind of top it up with all the kind of cooler options, nothing really fancy, works out to 54,000 leva. So, you know, 27,000 euros for a stupid motorcycle on the configurator, the BMW configurator. So for sure, if you you could probably haggle a little bit, but 50k for a bike. All right, that's the end of this. You know, my little handle's really cool because it's got a little Bluetooth button, so I can go boop. Okay, everybody, I made it. So I ended up fulfilling my lifelong dream of redoing the tram ride to the cool restaurant in the square. Had a beer. I didn't record anything because I just kind of feel like a fool. There's so many people, everybody's so beautiful and dressed up nice, and here's this Eastern European hobo with a camera yelling and waving his arms. So I felt kind of stupid. Plus I wanted to enjoy the experience. I ate some herring beforehand, and man, was that ever glorious. So I have to leave this crazy economic zone because, you know, I gotta tell you, this is the land of the beautiful and the rich and the young, and the €8 beers, you know, even though I only had a couple, I mean, just really adds up. All the little bits that you want to buy, even if you're just going to the store. My healthy hour breakfast, limited edition, just for me. It's really quite expensive here for me. Obviously not for the others because it's just packed. The bars, pubs, everything is just absolutely 100% capacity, almost seems like, and people just roaming around. Funny thing is that on from Thursday till the end of the weekend, after 4 o'clock, you can't even go to a grocery store to get yourself, you know, discounted beers. Not that they're any cheaper, you know. You want to buy a tall can is like €3.50 or something of, you know, nothing really, not a Bulgarian Pirinisko, that's for sure. So lots of fun. I cannot recommend, even if you're old like me, at least once in your life staying in a hostel. Okay, you get to meet so many people. Everybody wants to hang out, everybody wants to share stories, and you know, meet you, and just, it's so much fun. And you think that, you know, hanging out in a hostel is just be like, I don't know, you're hanging out with a bunch of like poor people or hobos or you know, drug addicts and stuff. It's far from that, like just absolutely far from that. It's really cool, smart, normal humans, young people, lots of young people obviously, mostly, but just normal cool people. And definitely do it. And you're gonna see like old people like me just hanging out, you know. There's a lot of British people there, really super cool ones, and local people staying there, people who come in from other towns. They come to the hostels just to spend a weekend to have herring and maybe enjoy a night out kind of thing. So super awesome. My facilities, all this stuff, I mean, they're just like home, you know, just everything's spotless, super perfect. I loved it, just loved every minute of it. So yeah, I'm leaving today. I'm just in front of the glorious train station, and I woke up quite early, and I'll tell you why in a second. Look at this, the dredging, oh, demolition. That's always fun to look at. So I left quite early. My flight is not till around 2 p.m. I'm flying to Romania actually, so I'm gonna go back to Bucharest, hang out there for a bit. Not Budapest, Bucharest, Matthew. I'm gonna fly to Romania. I'm really quite excited because, you know, I'm gonna actually be able to afford a beer when I land at the airport there. Okay, so the reason I'm leaving early is, again, as I mentioned before, the work shortage. The work shortages are impacting every industry, especially airports. Okay, so the security, because it doesn't matter where you're going or you're flying. Of course, when you're at the airport, security is the first thing you go through, and then you get kind of dispersed. But the staff that, you know, they're so nice here. Jesus Christ, everybody at the airports are just, everybody's just so nice everywhere. Like, the world has kind of changed in some ways. Sorry. Crazy staffing shortages, everything along the way, from people who check your passports to security people to cleaners to everything. So it's really difficult for, I mean, just really hard for them to keep up with all of this massive, everything is full at all times. Airplanes, hotels, restaurants, all the time. Nobody's doing anything, nobody wants to work, everybody wants to party, everybody wants herring and drink beers and have fun. So it's very hard for them to staff these airports. So you have to leave crazy early, like hours and hours and hours before, just so you don't get stuck somewhere or lose your flight. So geez, I don't know what time it is right now, but I mean, it's like 9 o'clock and my flight is not for 5 hours, and the only thing I have is just a train ride to Liverpool, which is like a freaking rocket ship. It's so fun. It's like you're riding on air. I love it. So this is one last look. I gotta tell you, I had lots of fun. Holy shit, but more to come. I'm heading back to Sofia after that, and oh, just love Sofia. This is a little bit of a B-roll for you, and of course B stands for bullshit, and bullshit is the fake plastic Starbucks coffee I just had. God, it was sick. It's like weird sugary awfulness. Yeah, it has nothing to do with Starbucks. I'm not gonna say Starbucks is great, but I like it, and this was the opposite of what Starbucks is supposed to taste like. However, let's turn that frown upside down and let me show you guys the central station here. Everything is, you know, obviously super crazy efficient. Credit cards only, I think, yeah, to get your tickets. Everything, I think from a user experience, things can still be a little bit better in terms of finding places. 95% of the people are going to be looking for either downtown or the airport kind of thing. So I just think maybe the signage could be a bit better, but I'm just an old man with weak eyes, squinty eyes. Okay, so look at this. Who doesn't like a train station? And this is the European quintessential, why have I used that word before? Quintessential, beautiful European, you know, train station, intermodal train station, because they have buses and trams, you know, kind of everything leaves here. And of course, all the Tesla taxis. These guys don't fuck around here. Everything is electric. Just everything is electric. You'll notice all the cars and little vans and stuff. Look how cool these trains are. I mean, that's sexy. And this is the Eurostar office here. I just like saying Eurostar. I think it's a really cool word. And this is the train that kind of, I mean, you as you know, if you've ever traveled across Europe, you can just take a train and really end up in London if you wish, or anywhere kind of, not in Russia, idiots. But you can travel all over Europe. You know, you get yourself a rail pass or just go step by step and stay in fancy hotels. It's always been a dream of mine, like James Bond style. Maybe one day. But of course you can travel anywhere in just absolute luxury, whether it's just an inner city train. They're all super clean, super nice, all the way to, you know, fancy ones with restaurants and cushy pillows and stuff. Okay, let's continue on just a little bit. I found a little quiet spot at Schiphol Airport after going through all the lineups and stuff like that. Coincidentally, it's the McDonald's here, and there's yeah, it's kind of nice and quiet. So the airport is the busiest airport I've ever seen, ever. I mean, I've been here before, but I've never actually seen an airport this busy. Okay, so when I arrived, I mean, the lineups just go, and there are two major sort of lineups. First, just you know, they check your boarding pass and passport, of course, and then you go through the scanners and stuff like that. However, I gotta tell you something. Okay, so I started walking through the stupid sheep thing. If you're smart, you can remove one of the stupid things, because sometimes people just, so you can budge a little bit, fudge your lineup. However, it's going at this crazy rapid pace. There's like a kilometer of people, first I want to tell you, like a kilometer, but you're actually going, you end up actually even stopping once. So it's really efficient, like really nice and quick. And the biggest thing, okay, so when you take the second that second lineup, because you go essentially from lineup to lineup, the second one, still, you know, you're still like a fucking idiot going through the stupid thing. It's fine, I understand why, but in the modern world here, unlike, you know, Sofia Retro Airport, you have they have newer scanners, newer sort of technology. So in Sofia, the massive bottleneck always is the security. So when you throw your bag on the box, everybody's always really super helpful and super nice. You have to take all your shit out. So everything, your phones, your iPad, all the electronic stuff, if you have a laptop, you have to take it out and put it into separate bins, because they need to scan that separately. Here, you can even bring like liquids and a bottle. Just throw everything into your bag. I mean, essentially, everything is in my backpack. And you just throw it on the thing, and it's everything's super automated. It tells you, you know, number 3, number 2, go here, go here. It's the nicest people ever. They'll always help you with everything. But you essentially just put your bag on and goes zoop, it goes zipping away. And then, you know, at the corner of my eye, because I like to look at this cool techie stuff, the displays that they, you know, they have these massive displays, so in 3D you can see exactly what's inside. So you see the, you know, the scientists, whatever, who are just kind of rotating, and it's really damn cool. I mean, I live for shit like this, and it automatically creates this like 3D, very high def 3D image of everything that, you know, she can stretch and zoom in. And I have a feeling that, you know, they have this probably database of just a bazillion things, you know, maybe even like Microsoft mice to your MacBook to certain phones where you know what they're kind of supposed to look like inside in terms of batteries and stuff like that. Like that. It was like that, you know? Everything went by really fast. So it looks like it's gonna be a long time, but oh my goodness. Okay, so moving on. I'll give you guys a bit of a back look here. So I bought, of course, the quintessential. I mean, you just have to have your fillet of fish. Okay, it's only 15 euros here, just so you know. It's the cheapest thing you can buy. They have like a Jamie Oliver pasta thing for like, you know, you buy $1 worth of pasta for $20. And a few other restaurants down below where people seem to be kind of gravitating to those places. And McDonald's is just all automated with the touch screens and stuff. It's just awesome. I mean, it's just kind of cattle food in the end, but I love it. So that's it for now. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here. I'll show you all my shit that I carry around with me for no reason. And the magazine. Hello, Matthew. That was uncalled for. But everything was amazing. Like I feel great, and it's peaceful and fun, and just everyone is always so nice to me. It doesn't make any sense. Welcome to Bucharest. So I just kind of flew about 200 years into the past, but that's okay. So they have this like smoking room at the airport where all the heroes sit and smoke their cigarettes. The whole place smells so bad, and it's right next to the food court, and everything's kind of half closed or just like scratched and not operational, but it's fine. And yeah, I went through the old school machine, so yeah, you get stuck when you have to just take everything apart. I only have one backpack, so it's not too bad. But the flight, everything was perfect except the 1 hour delay. Again, short staffing. But I have a 2 hour, well now it's like a 2 hour layover here, so I'm gonna maybe have a cigarette. Okay, so the flight is definitely delayed, but only by half an hour to Sofia, so I can get the hell out of this place. So just want to show you guys the contrast in just the dirt here and this really grungy place. Yes, I am in Romania, but of course everybody here is Bulgarian and going back to Sofia. The bathrooms, just everything is just so dirty, and you know, this massive class of culture, you know, between sort of the modern world and this and everything. So here, have a look. This is what they left behind, and this is the airport, you know. Of course, there are garbages everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere. But this is just part of the culture. Breaks my heart. But I'm heading back to Sofia. I'm gonna try to maybe catch the overnight train just to make things exciting. I don't think I'm gonna make it because it is a little bit late now. So with all the delays and stuff like that, I don't think I'll make it, but that would be really cool. They even put out their cigarettes like right inside of their cups and into the glasses here. You know, I just left their actual cigarette butts on the table. We're at a fucking international airport, you know. You know, flying from Amsterdam to a place like this is just, you know, just so disappointed in humans and this complete lack of culture. Just complete lack of culture. Hello from Sofia. The last leg of my trip, which was kind of yesterday. Man, I just absolutely could not catch a break with anything. So everything was late. All the planes were late, my connections were late. I was able to catch them, but when something is kind of initially late, then it just cascades like absolutely crazy. So I arrived here in Sofia super late at night. The actual train was awesome because no problems with timing, so no problem. But then I came here to the most beautiful bus station in the world. It's not. The extremely fucking rude lady, you know, again, I'm traveling back in time here. you know, I'd like to get a ticket. She says, you know, the bus is full, and the bus was full. The very last bus, like essentially a midnight bus to Sunny Beach, was completely full of people. I mean, obviously I understand that, I just came too late. But man, was she ever just angry with me. You know, the cash thing again, and they take credit cards. So you stop it. You stop it. Like, I don't have any cash, only cash, but you take credit cards. You stop it. Stop it. And then she takes the pin pad out and allows me to pay. Just, what the fuck? What the fucking fuck? I got a 40 € hotel just down the street, just the closest one I could find. It looked like where like Brezhnev would stay in the 1940s, 1930s even. But it was actually awesome. It was kind of redone. It was super clean. Had one of those really nice mattresses. Super good shower, no problem. I roamed around Sofia yesterday, had some food. It was just perfectly fine. Woke up, had some snacks from Bila, and everything's great. So the bus station here, you really have to kind of go with the flow. You can order tickets online now. It's a bit convoluted, but it works. You go inside the shop. Some of them do take credit cards. Like, I was just really lucky yesterday, but just bring fucking cash. The services here are essentially non-existent. I don't even think there's an ATM here. So yeah, and try to stay away from the death trap that is where all the Bulgarians sit. It smells so gross because there's just people piss back there, and they throw away all the garbage on the ground, of course, Bulgaria style. And then of course the cigarettes and the plastic penises that they're just, you know, drooping from their lips. It's an awful place to sit. So sit in the sun and sit on the opposite end as you wait for your bus. Other than that, like, the bus trips are long to the coast, but they're fine, you know, like they have relatively modern buses, and you just kind of sit. I never found them really uncomfortable. The only uncomfortable part is just the time that it takes to get to the coast. So you just kind of, it's really boring, and of course the highway is just straight. You don't get to see a lot. The guy does stop at once or twice for cigarette parties. Last time on the way, we actually ended up going to KFC, which was obviously awesome. I had a couple of KFC items, and they were just so fucking good. It was a gas station KFC. It was perfect. So I leave in about 15 minutes, and I should be back on the beach very, very soon. But the weather is amazing. It's actually even quite busy downtown, like lots of hobos in Sofia now, but not in a bad way. Everybody just says hi, and they hang out and smoke their cigarettes. And the falafel place, it must have been about 1 a.m. or something. It was so busy. I mean, there was a lineup, probably 15-20 people, just people hanging out. It was actually pretty fun. So that's it for now. I have to endure 6 hours of busing now, which I'm not looking forward to. Bye. Wait. You're supposed to eat 2 at a time. Oh, they're really fantastic. Thank you for watching.